Today we're gonna talk about the process of dialing in the right guitar tone. And when I say guitar tone, I don't exactly mean the tone of guitar players, but rather how we describe those tones. How do I get that amazing tight funky tone? Or how do I get that perfect soothing clean tone? How do I get that harsh metal tone? That epic saturated goodness? I'm gonna demonstrate exactly how to achieve those tones and explain the process of how you could dial in the tones you might be chasing after. I'm gonna be using the Boss Katana 100 today. As you can see, all the knobs are set for a neutral clean setting. So all the tone changes are going to be made with the Boss GT 100. I've also connected it to the Boss Tone Studio to better demonstrate the changes. This process is going to work with any multi-effect or even analog pedals, so make sure to follow along. Without further ado, let's jump right into our first guitar tone, which I think every guitarist chases at one time or another, yet struggles to get it right. It's that amazing, tight, funky tone. So first things first, I'm gonna set the pickup switch on my guitar to bridge, and also I'm gonna set my tone to max and use the coil split function here to really get that brightness out of my guitar. Now, we're gonna create a new patch right here. Now, we have our new patch over here. Now, the first thing we're gonna do here is set the effects in order. Now, this may differ from guitarist to guitarist, but in general, it's gonna look like something I'm about to display on the screen right now. Go ahead and pause that if you must. Now, let's set the effects in the right order. So first thing we're gonna do is set the EQ straight. Now, since funk is really bright with its EQ, I'm going to set up a high pass filter, or in my case, it's called low cut. Now what it's gonna do is block out those lower frequencies, which we really don't want in our tone. Let's leave them for the bassist. Okay, so for reference, right now, my tone sounds like this. Now let's set the high pass filter to about 100 Hertz. Let's try that first. Let's try 125 as well. I think I like the 125 Hertz actually. So yeah, let's keep it that way. Now, the low pass filter, or high cut in my case, let's see, 8000. Let's also try 6.3 thousand. And 5000 as well. I think I like 5000, so that's it for the filters. Now the parameters of the EQ. First, let's set the frequencies right. Low mids, I think, are shining through a bit too much. Let's set the frequencies higher. And for high mids, I'm quite satisfied. Let's set the low gain a bit lower, so we don't have too much of that mud in our sound. A bit more. Okay, and let's also reduce our mid section. We don't want to have too much power in that. But not that much, so I'm gonna return some of the high mids. I like that. Let's also add some high gain. a bit more. I like to have it nice and bright. Now onto the Qs. I want to have my tone nice and tight, so the lower Q I have, the tighter it is around the frequencies. Let's set our high mid Q to 0.5 and see how it works. Let's do the same with our low mids. Yeah, I like how that sounds. Let's see what else I can do here. Let's add a bit of reverb. Now we don't want to drown our sound with reverb, but just that little bit added ambience in this sound. Let's turn it on and see how it affects it. Whoa, that sounds quite amazing. I think we're done here. Let's see how it sounds. Next, we're gonna dial into the realm of clean tones. Now, what I'm trying to go for with clean tones is that transparency, that cleanliness. It's that perfect soothing clean tone. So as usual, we're going to create a new patch. So I have my pickup switch right in the middle position right now, and my tone to max as well. So we're gonna start it with EQ. Let's use this parametric EQ here. First things first, let's set our filters right. So high pass filter, let's try 100 Hertz. I think I like that. Next, the low pass filter. Let's try 6.3 thousand Hertz. I think we could cut it a bit more. Let's see, 5,000. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that now. Now, first let's set the frequencies right here. Let's see, low mids. Let's try 630. Let's try 500 again. I think I prefer 500 to be honest. And the high mids, I don't have any problem with that as well either. Now, for this clean sound, we're going to want to remove those mids a significant amount so it doesn't come off as too powerful or punchy. We're gonna want to create some headroom for our higher gain. So let's go ahead and do that. Reduce some of our mids and boost our high gain here and see how it works. Yeah, I think that's all right. Now, let's deal with the Q here. High mid, we're gonna want to have a more wider Q this time to have a bit more headroom. Let's try set our high mid Q to 2. And let's try low mid Q as well. Yeah, I I think that's alright now. Remove a bit more of that low end and see if it works. No, I don't like that actually. Let's go back. Now overall, let's add a bit more master volume to make it a bit louder. Let's bump it up by 10. And still go back to EQ and remove some of that lower gain. We don't want that to be distorted. A bit less of those mids again. Let's try. Now let's add some of that compression. Let's see if it does any good to our sound. Okay, so immediately I'm gonna set the level higher than this to make it louder in general. And the master volume as well, let's set it at, let's say 130. I think we could go a bit louder than that, 150, let's try that. Let's dial back a little bit to 140. Yes, I think I like that. Now let's just add a bit of reverb to really add to that sound. Let's try that. Just a bit more of the reverb time, really. I think this is it. Let's see how that sounds. Next up is one of my favorite guitar tones of all time. It's the holy grail of John Petrucci and other metal guitarists as well. It's the one tone that you have all been waiting for. It's that harsh metal tone. So first up, I'm gonna create a new patch. Now, let's set off all our effects for now and see how our tone sounds at the moment. I've also set my pickup switch, the bridge here, and set my tone to max to really get that heavy cut out of my sound. So, first off, let's start with some basic EQ. I'm gonna use the parametric EQ here, and first we'll set the filters. So, high pass filter, let's try set it to 100 Hz first and see how it works. And let's also try 80 Hz. I think I prefer the 100 Hz here. And for the low pass filter, or high cut in my case, let's try 6.3 thousand Hz first. And also 5,000, it might work better. Yes, we have it. Now, for our frequencies, I think we're all set here. Let's pick the cues and set them really narrow so we get a nice cut in the sound. Yes, that's it. Now, for the gain, we're going to want to reduce our low gain. We don't want to have that heavy distorted low end that much, but rather boost our midsection and treble. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's pump it up to 7 here with our mids and see what it does. Let's try reducing some of the low mid gain to 5. I think we're good for now. Let's set the master volume way up. That's where we're gonna get that heaviness. Let's set it all the way up to 150 here. Yes, that sounds right. Set in some basic reverb, ambience, see how that sounds. A bit too much for my taste, so we're gonna reduce the reverb time here. Let's see, 1.4 seconds. I think I'm good with that. Now, one effect you've all been waiting for. Let's dial in the distortion. So first we're gonna turn it on and pick the right type of distortion. Definitely not clean boost. We're gonna look for something nice and heavy, like the middle distortion. And immediately we're gonna turn the drive way down on this. We don't want too much drive in our sound. Let's try 40. A bit too much for me. Let's bring it down to 30, let's see. Okay, I'll set it here for now. Let's also see effect level. We're gonna bring it up to 60. And set our tone up a bit. We don't want to lose that. Let's see, -5 here. Now, we have all this distortion. Now, we need a noise gate. So let's go ahead and turn that on. This is going to reduce our unwanted noise on the background where we're not playing any notes. And let's switch to that and set our threshold up a bit higher. Let's try 40. We can go 50, I think. Yes. Now, compression. We're gonna turn that on. And And add a bit of level. We want it louder. 60. Let's try 70 as well. And add a bit of attack in my sound. And I think there we have it. Let's see how that sounds. That was epic. That harsh, saturated sound that us guitarists love. What I really think is great about this tone, that it isn't drowned in distortion. It still has clarity to it. And of course, you could just turn the gain way up, but then you would lose out on that clarity, that cleanliness, which I really think is what metal is about. It goes without saying that great guitar tone requires knowledge on how to dial in your tone right. And now that I've shown you how to do it, you can go ahead and go get your own sounds. Maybe you always wanted to get that juicy blues tone or that chicken picking country sound of a Telecaster. Maybe you've even wanted to just ditch all of them and create your own sound. The possibilities are endless. You might discover something groundbreaking, or maybe just get a better sound at your next gig. Who knows? The possibilities really are endless. And with that said, see you on the other side.